The abode of this merchant was in the country, and he had in his house an ass and a bull. When the bull came to the place where the ass was tied, he found it swept and sprinkled. In his manger were sifted barley and sifted cut straw, and the ass was lying at his ease, his master being accustomed only to ride him occasionally, when business required, and soon to return. And it happened one day that the merchant overheard the bull saying to the ass, "May thy food benefit thee. I am oppressed with fatigue while thou art enjoying repose. Thou eatest sifted barley, and men serve thee. And it is only occasionally that thy master rides thee and returns, while I am continually employed in plowing and turning the mill." The ass answered, "When thou goest out to the field, and they place the yoke upon thy neck, lie down, and do not rise again, even if they beat thee, or if thou rise, lie down a second time, and when they take thee back, and place the beans before thee, eat them not as though thou wert sick. Abstain from eating and drinking a day or 2 days or 3, and so shalt thou find rest from trouble and labor." Accordingly, when the driver came to the bull with his fodder, he ate scarcely any of it, and on the morrow, when the driver came again to take him to plow, he found him apparently quite infirm. So the merchant said, "Take the ass and make him draw the plow in his stead all the day." The man did so, and when the ass returned at the close of the day, the bull thanked him for the favor he had conferred upon him by relieving him of his trouble on that day. But the ass returned him no answer, for he repented most grievously. On the next day, the plowman came again, and took the ass, and plowed with him till evening. And the ass returned with his neck flayed by the yoke, and reduced to an extreme state of weakness. And the bull looked upon him, and thanked and praised him. The ass exclaimed, "I was living at ease, and naught but my meddling hath injured me." Then said he to the bull, "Know that I am one who would give thee good advice. I heard our master say, if the bull rise not from his place, take him to the butcher, that he may kill him, and make a gnat of his skin. I am therefore in fear for thee, and so I have given thee advice, and peace be on thee." When the bull heard these words of the ass, he thanked him and said, "Tomorrow I will go with alacrity." So he ate the whole of his fodder, and even licked the manger. Their master, meanwhile, was listening to their conversation. On the following morning, the merchant and his wife went to the bull's crib and sat down there. And the driver came and took out the bull. And when the bull saw his master, he shook his tail and showed his alacrity by sounds and actions, bounding about in such a manner that the merchant laughed until he fell backwards. His wife in surprise asked him, "At what dost thou laugh?" He answered, "At a thing that I have heard and seen, but I cannot reveal it, for if I did, I should die." She said, "Thou must inform me of the cause of thy laughter, even if thou die." "I cannot reveal it," said he. "The fear of death prevents me." "Thou laughst only at me," she said, and she ceased not to urge and importune him until he was quite overcome and distracted. So he called together his children and sent for the Cadi and witnesses, that he might make his will and reveal the secret to her, and die. For he loved her excessively, since she was the daughter of his paternal uncle and the mother of his children, and he had lived with her to the age of 120 years. Having assembled her family and his neighbors, he related to them his story, and told them that as soon as he revealed his secret, he must die. Upon which everyone present said to her, "We conjure thee by Allah that thou give up this affair, and let not thy husband and the father of thy children die." But she said, "I will not desist until he tell me, though he die for it." So they ceased to solicit her, and the merchant left them, and went to the stable to perform the ablution, and then to return and tell them the secret and die. Now he had a cock with 50 hens under him, and he had also a dog, and he heard the dog call to the cock and reproach him, saying, "Art thou happy when our master is going to die?" The cock asked, "How so?" And the dog related to him the story, upon which the cock exclaimed, "By Allah, our master has little sense. I have 50 wives, and I please this and provoke that, while he has but one wife and cannot manage this affair with her. Why does he not take some twigs of the mulberry tree and enter her chamber and beat her until she dies or repents? She would never, after that, ask him a question respecting anything." And when the merchant heard the words of the cock as he addressed the dog, he recovered his reason and made up his mind to beat her. "Now," said the Wazir to his daughter Shahrazad, "perhaps I may do to thee as the merchant did to his wife." She asked, "And what did he?" He answered, "He entered her chamber after he had cut off some twigs of the mulberry tree and hidden them there, and then said to her, 'Come into the chamber, that I may tell thee the secret while no one sees me, and then die.' And when she had entered, he locked the chamber door upon her, and beat her until she became almost senseless and cried out, 'I repent.' And she kissed his hands and his feet and repented and went out with him, and all the company and her own family rejoiced, and they lived together in the happiest manner until death. When the Wazir's daughter heard the words of her father, she said to him, 'It must be as I have requested.' So he arrayed her Shahryar. Now she had given directions to her younger sister, saying to her, 'When I have gone to the king, I will send to request thee to come. And when thou comest to me and seest a convenient time, do thou say to me, O my sister, relate to me some strange story to beguile our waking hour, and I will relate to thee a story that shall, if it be the will of God, be the means of procuring deliverance.' Her father, the Wazir, then took her to the king, who when he saw him was rejoiced and said, 'Hast thou brought me what I desired?' He answered, 'Yes.' When the king therefore introduced himself to her, she wept, and he said to her, 'What aileth thee?' She answered, 'O king, I have a young sister, and I wish to take leave of her.' So the king sent to her, and she came to her sister and embraced her and sat near the foot of the bed. And after she had waited for a proper opportunity, she said, 'By Allah, O my sister, relate to us a story to beguile the waking hour of our night.' 'Most willingly,' answered Shahrazad, 'if this virtuous king permit me.' And the king, hearing these words and being restless, was pleased with the idea of listening to the story. And thus, on the first night of the 1001, Shahrazad commenced her recitations. Next, we will start the stories of 1001 Nights. So subscribe this channel to listen new stories every day.